Well. Hi, everybody. We're here again. Yes, we are. As they said incorrectly, yes, we is. We're here again on another episode of the Question Live Show with your host, the one and only Verona Willis-Brown. That is your host. I am here again. This is where we come on in. This is where we share. This is where we care. This is where we support each other. So this is a platform where we inspire, where we encourage, where we empower, and where we stand together to support you so we can work together, flourish together, and replenish the earth together. Again, my name is Verona Willis-Brown, and I am your host. I've been your host for the past 10 seasons, and it is great to keep on showing up for this space. I hold space for you, so I said, come on in here. Ooh, let us work together so we can build and grow in a space of caring. Now listen to me. We are rolling in seasons of abundance, seasons of overflow. But this is season 11 for us. This is season 11. Woo-hoo! Season 11 is a season of open door, wide open doors for us here on the Question Live Show. And I want you to be a part of these open doors of opportunity, open doors of blessing, open doors of peace, open doors of strength, open doors of love, open doors of understanding, open doors of compassion. This is an open door season for this Question Live Show. It is a season of open door for growth. As we spring up into our authentic self, our beautiful self, our strong self, we are going in position to create a space for the upcoming generation. So each time we come on in here, I ask you just come on in here with the intention, not only as intention, but come on in here to take action. Come on in here with an expectation that when you leave here, you are leaving some prints. Positive prints. We are leaving solid prints, handprints, hard print, footprints that the generation coming after us must have a path to follow. They must have a trail to follow. So we are not just coming up in here to say hi. We are just in here. We want to come in up. We want to come in here to make an impact. We want to come in here not to impress nobody. We want to come in here to leave impact and leave imprints. So listen again, when we come on up in here, we say, come on up in here with intention, with expectation, with goals, with your gifts, with your talents, so we can do this. So we can come on in there and work together. Because the more we work together, the more we join force together, is the stronger we will be. And when we are stronger, what happens? We will create more. When we are apart, that's simply we are weak. When we have the weakest link, that means you are not strong enough to come on force with us. We want your strength to come and blend with us. Because you see what happened inside of us, we have greatness. And when we operate from our greatness, we are operating in strength. We are operating in beauty. And beauty is not about this. Beauty is from your inside. Beauty is in our DNA. We were created with greatness lies in our DNA. And when we create with greatness lies in our DNA, we got to show up with that greatness to say, listen, we are here to do something. We are here to make a mark. We are here to achieve our goals. We are here to reach our destiny, to reach our purpose and replenish the earth. When God created us, He created us and said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Simply means that your gifts that you have coincide with mine. Your talent that you have must work together with mine. My talent, my gifts must work together with yours. And we go back and forth. Why? So we could ignite each other and create a whole galaxy of greatness. When we multiply, we have a value of a higher standard. When we add, yes, we had value. But when we multiply what we add together, simply mean adding, simply mean you're coming in here and we are doing like this. But when we multiply, we are increasing in value. We are increasing in our worth. We're increasing in our beauty. We're increasing in the way we show up. So let us remember that when we multiply, simply mean that your gifts and my gifts, we are multiplying them and we are igniting each other. Igniting simply means you have something that I have. I have something that you want. So let us find out, seek out, look inside each other, look inside ourselves to see what weakness needs some strength and what strength needs to be strengthened a little bit more. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for the past 10 seasons. Thank you for adding on to this channel. As we are going in, just remember that when you show up, it is a form of support. Listen to me. We are all on this journey called life. And on this journey, there is a path that each and every one of us got to create for ourselves. Everybody got a path. Somewhere on that path, we are going to cross path with each other. Yeah, we are going to cross paths. So simply means your path is individual and mine is individual. But somehow there are going to be a crossroad. Somehow there are going to be a cross street. Somehow there are going to be a highway. Somehow there are going to be a local road. But whatever the case is, we are going to cross path. On that path is where we are defining what it is to create our success story. Because everyone want to have a success story. Let me say this, success story is not about you. Well, everyone defines success differently. It might be the amount of wealth that you gather. It might be the accomplishment that you build. It might just be you being kind to somebody. It's just something that makes you happy. And however your materialistic things make you happy, hey, if you saying hi to somebody makes you happy, hey, that is how we're defining success. But whatever it is, let me inform you or remind you that success cannot be created by itself. We need each other to define that success story. So it doesn't matter whether you are the prime minister going after the prime minister position, you are the mayor, the governor, the teacher, the student, the lawyer, the doctor. Whatever profession you are in right now, you did not get there by yourself. Or whatever position you are seeking right now, you cannot get there by yourself. So therefore, let us get this message right now today that we need each other to get in that position. We need each other to accomplish that goal. And when we accomplish that goal, it is saying that we read somewhere, we gather somewhere. So we want to understand this message today and any other time that I am here to let you know that we need each other. Often that we go to a level like, oh, I did that. Oh, I did that. It is not an I thing. It is a we thing. We need to share. We need to care because the world right now needs somebody to share and to care. And as we come on in here, building our success story, let us remember that we got to care for the other person. whatever position we are seeking for, let us consider caring for that person now. If we are going over the presidency, let us remember it is now. It is what we're pouring now. It is what we're pouring into this generation now that matters. So it's not about you getting there, then you say, oh, let me think about caring. No, it is about right now that we are caring for somebody. We need to show the world that we care. We need to lift up humanity right about now, because humanity is saying, hey, don't promise me anything. Come and help me right now. Feed me right now. Teach me right now. Love me right now. Care about me right now. So we could understand that you have it inside of you to share. You have it inside of you to care. Caring is a part of our DNA. And when we understand that caring and sharing is a part of our DNA, we won't say this so fluently like sharing is caring. We hear this often. Yes, we do. We hear this very often, sharing is caring. But let me tell you something. It is a part of our DNA. And that is the reason why I am informing you. That is the reason why I am reminding you that guess what? Caring for somebody else besides self, it is in our DNA. So with that said, I want to say to you, if this is your first time coming on this platform, first time you heard about Verona Willis-Brown, this is the upgraded version. If this is your first time browsing on the social media and you came across a live that says, are you free enough? That says the Question Live Show, I want to welcome you. I would like for you to put in the comment section that it is your first time, because if today is your first time, simple mean you are going to be poured into as a newborn baby. So I want to take the time to introduce myself to you as a newborn baby. I am your host. My name is Verona Willis-Brown. A little bit about me. I came from the most beautiful island, the most beautiful place in the world, and that is Jamaica. Yes, indeed, that is Jamaica. So I would like to say hello to you. More about me, I am a product of farmers. So of course, I am a farmer's daughter. And when I say I'm a farmer's daughter, I stand proud, I sit proud as that farmer's daughter. Because usually when I talk about being a farmer's daughter, I am very, very proud. I am proud for a couple of reasons. I am proud because I can go back into that childhood and I could take something from that lesson that I learned being on the farm and apply it here. I could go back there and use the analogy of being a farmer's daughter or watching my parents being farmers and bring it and apply it right here. At most time, the analogy of being a farmer's daughter is here based on the title, the topic, or the contents of this program. So I like to use that. Another thing I want to let you know, newborn babies, newbies, that I came from a huge family. A huge family. So when I came from a huge family, guess what happened? I oftentimes talk about my family right here. Yes, I do. I do have the permission to talk about my family. So I oftentimes come on up in here and I talk about my family in some kind of way. Yes. It is my family that put me in this position, not per se, but it is the stability, it is the foundation of my family that caused me to rise up to be your host. It's my family that put me in that stable foundation to say, hey, I can brag about my accomplishment. Yes. It is my daddy that said, put God first. It is my mother that says, be loving and kind to those who are around you. So yes, it is my foundation that caused me to show up here every single time. Of course, my parents, they taught me well. So one thing I want to say to you, new people, new family members, you are now a part of my family. And I want to whisper something to you that we like to use F word over here. Well, actually, we use only 3 F words over here. Whether we say them or we apply them, there are only 3. One is faith, the other one is family, and the other one is fun. Yes, we do. We apply them over here. So let me put a pin right there and say to those of you who are tuning in for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, any amount of time after the 1st, you are a returning audience, and I welcome you with open arms every time. Because when you show up, I show up, we show up together, and we work together to what? Ignite each other passion, purpose, goal, expectation, and we bring forth greatness. When we do that, what happens? We leave great impact on society. And that is our purpose here. We support each other. So whether you are new or whether you're returning, I want to say to you, we like to support each other here. So whatever you're working on, maybe you're working on yourself, we said, come on this platform. So we work together. So oftentimes we hear this word support and we get so scared or we get intimidated by the word support. But let me tell you, because when we say support, most of the time we associate it with financial. Support me, help me. That is finance. But it's not always about finance. It's about showing up, taking action and say, hey, I see you. Acknowledging somebody else, that is support. Saying hi, that is support. Giving a smile, that is support. Giving a compliment, that is support. So support is not always about support me, simply mean, give me some money. No. Help me. Don't mean give me some money. No. It's just showing up. Showing up, because oftentimes we go through life and we don't get acknowledged. We get accepted, but we don't get acknowledged. So when you show up and you get accepted, yes. So this is why I say to you, first time, let's put your name in the comment section so I can acknowledge your presence. Yeah, I like to acknowledge your presence. So when you come knocking on my door, I say, hey, I see you. Come on in here. Come on in here. Right? So yes. So listen up. Listen up. Another thing I want to talk about my family. So whether you're new or not, I talk about my family. You know, those who are returning, they already know the deal that I talk about my family. I talk about how huge my family is, that every single month of the year, every month we have birthdays. Every single month, starting literally January 1st, we have birthday go all the way to December. So I want to give a shout out because I say family, fun, and faith. Why? Family, faith first. Faith first, because it's because of faith that I can be your host. I started this show on shaky faith, broken faith, lingering faith. It is faith. It is my faith in God that allowed me to come here to the 11th season to be your host. It is my faith in God that show up when I don't want to show up. It is my faith in God that put me to remember my father's voice that said, put God first. Because you see, when I put God first, simply means I'm following the footsteps of God. So I talk about faith here. I apply faith here because when I am just down, it is faith that picked me back up. And when I know that you need me, it is faith that allow me to show up for you. So yes, I apply faith here. When we talk about fun, we show up here and we have fun. Simply mean I celebrate you. I like to celebrate. I like to have fun here. So whether you are coming in here new or not new, you know what we do. I have fun in here because what? We celebrate on this platform. Whether it is your birthday, your anniversary, your boo's birthday, your children's birthday, you accomplish something, your children accomplish something, even your neighbors accomplish something. You went back to school, you graduated, you developed yourself a little bit more, you got proposed to, you had a baby. You found that you're having a baby. You got married. Whatever the case is, from small wins to big wins, you probably say, look, we like to celebrate you up in here. So whatever is it that you would like for us to celebrate with you, put in the comment section so we could see, acknowledge it, and what? Get my cheerleading squad, and we celebrate up in here. I told you from Jamaica, we get real extra. So I like to celebrate with you. So whether your country achieves something, your culture achieves something, put it in the comment section. Because let me tell you, I'm going to spotlight Jamaica in a few minutes. I'm going to spotlight Jamaica because Jamaica is just doing it out there. Breaking history, we're making history, okay? Jamaica is making history. They're just marking the thing on the surface, okay? We're not here to break nothing. Well, unless we're just shattering glass ceiling, okay? We're here to make up some mark, and Jamaica making history left, right, and center. So listen, and I say to you, come on up in here so we can celebrate with you. Another thing we talk about, yeah, like I said, 3F word family. Again, my family huge. So I want to give shout out to anyone in my family. I ain't calling no names. No, I'm not calling no names, friends and family. Those of you who celebrating birthday in July, I want to say to you, happiest birthday. It is your new chapters. What is it that you're going to do about your new chapters? I can't tell you. It is up to you, but I could add on to your new chapters. Celebrate your new chapters with us. Come on in here. Let us know it is your new chapter. So what? I could get my cheerleading squad and we might just have a party for you. So yes. So again, shout out to all my family. I don't call them because they're gonna like, oh, you forgot my name. Oh, you forgot my name. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want no one to call me to tell me that I forgot their names and so forth. So come on in the room. Oh, you know, I don't have my fan today. Thank goodness. It's not so hot. But I have to keep cool. I don't have my fan. But again, put in the comment section, what is it that you would like for us to celebrate so we could celebrate with you? Yes, indeed. So again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show. Tonight, we're going to talk about control. Right? Control. So I want to say again, welcome to another episode of the Question Live Show. If you are watching us from the back of the building, you're over there, you're in the back, you're looking and you're peeping and you're sitting there thinking, should I say hi? Yes, you should. Do not just sit back there and look through the little thing and look through the window like, I don't want to say hi. Please say hi to us because we welcome you. We like when you come on in here. We like when you celebrate with us. We like when you dine with us because I do serve me some juicy content over here. I do drop some golden nuggets over here. And if you're just sitting in the back, maybe you're just sitting in the back writing them down. But yes, I encourage you to write them down. But I don't like when you just sit back there and then you just sit there thinking that you're by yourself. You see, often that we just go in a little corner like, I feel like I'm by myself. I don't like the by self stuff. I don't like when we feel like we're by ourselves. So I tell you, come on in the room. I told you before, my family, you. So you heading up to my family, you showing up here, you liking, sharing, subscribing. It's not about the numbers, it's about you being a part of this family where we encourage, where we show up, and I am so thankful when you show up. Yep. So if you want to be in the back looking in, welcome. Welcome. But it was, we don't judge nobody here. So if you want to be in the back, that is fine as well. So, oops, I need to write this down. So listen up. Tonight we are going to talk about control. Okay, hold on a second. Today's what day? 7/24. Tonight we want to talk about control. You know, oftentimes we see people driving and they're going like a cruise control. So it means you're going real easy, relax, going. You're not on the highway. And if you're on the highway, you might go into the cruise control lane, the slow lane, and just cruising. Why? Because you're so relaxed. You're not anxious to get there, all that good stuff. And then if you are a freaking flyer, you get on the plane like up, elevate, up, and then it goes in a cruise control, right? It goes in a cruise control. So oftentimes we see that, but how many of you know that when we control something, when we talk about control, we're talking about taking a hold of something, holding it and going in a motion, in a speed, going as if we already know the path. We are going and say, hey, I'm familiar with this. Going and say, all right, I got this, right? When we are taking control, it's like, I got this. I got this. How many of you out there saying that I don't got this because we are stressed? How many of you out there saying that, oh my God, I'm going crazy. I don't got this. This life is overtaking me. How many of you, but let me tell you, when we're talking about control, we're talking about controlling our emotions. Taking control in 5 minutes. Count 5 minutes. Sit down for 5 minutes. We are going to do this. We're not going to do this in 5 minutes because we got 1 hour here. But I am going to let you know within a 5-minute span, you can take control of your emotions. If something that I say resonate with you, just put in the comment section that it resonate with you so we can work this out together. Right? So when we are talking about taking control in 5 minutes, it is not 5 minutes on the show. It is 5 minutes of your time that's given to you. It is 5 minutes of the time that God said, I woke you up to hand you over some refresh time, right? And in that 5 minutes, if we take 5 minutes of our time, when we wake up in the morning, right, we take that first 5 minutes to control, to direct, and to maneuver our emotions. So let us take control of the emotion. Simply means we are going to take control of it. We accept it. We accept our emotion, right? When we accept our emotion, today I'm not feeling good. Today I'm feeling angry. Today I'm feeling frustrated. When I get up, I'm feeling frustrated. I'm upset right now. I am worried right now. Right? So there are times that we just get up and we're like, oh my God, it's Monday again. Oh, I got to go to this job that I don't like. Oh, I got to see these people that I don't like. Oh my God, I'm going to miss the train. Oh, am I going to miss the bus? Oh my God, it's traffic. So we got to take control of our emotion in the first 5 minutes of time. Time is the factor right here. So you got the first 5 minutes to take control of the emotion. When we go in there and we're like, oh my God, listen, our emotions are real. Let us get this right. Our emotions are real. Don't bypass your emotion. Don't bypass it. So if you get up and you get up worried, acknowledge that you're worried. How am I going to feed my children? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to this? How? Why? Who? When? These are questions that we come in when our emotion pops up. When our emotions start taking surface, we start asking why? Oh, when? Ooh, what? We start questioning that. Oh my God. We start saying these things when our emotions saying, So we start saying, oh my God, my rent is due. How am I going to pay my rent? My phone bill is due. How am I going to pay my phone bill? Oh my God, how am I going to feed my children? How am I going to send my children to school? We start questioning that, right? And that's 5 minutes of us being awake. That is where we are going to control. We are acknowledging it. We are acknowledging. When we start acknowledging it, we start controlling our emotion one at a time, because they bombard us in that minute. Why am I? How am I? Start taking up one at a time. Take them out one at a time. So you got 5 minutes. If there are 5 different questions going on, maneuver them one at a time. So each minute, how am I going to pay my child's school fee? Acknowledge that. Work on that before before the other one start, the other emotions start bombarding you. How am I going to pay my child's school fee? You hand that over to God, right? You take that one. How am I going to pay my child's school fee? You go back to the one who woke you up. Go back to God and say, God, how am I going to pay my child's school fee? How the school fee is going to be paid? Right? So you hand that over. That's your first minute. Because if we don't hand it back over to God, no, we're going to start getting worried, right? So our emotion from that, how am I going to pay my child's school fee, is going to take us over, and we're going to crash before the 5 minutes is up. So we have 5 minutes. How to control our time, our emotion in 5 minutes. dissect them by giving them over one at a time to God. How am I going to pay my child's school fee? Hand it over. How am I going to feed my children? Hand it over. How am I going to pay my bills? Hand it over. Oh, I don't want to go. Hand it over. When we start saying, oh, hand it over. So you got 5 minutes to do that. In 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes of the show, but 5 minutes of your time. Next thing that we're going to do, 5 more minutes of how we are going to behave. How do we behave when somebody interrupts us? How do we behave when we are driving and somebody crisscross us? How do we behave when we get to the light right on time and it changes to red? How do we behave when somebody speed us? What is that saying? Whatever that term is. Somebody that speed up. Somebody you're watching. What is the term that you use when road rage? Road rage. If you're watching, help a sister out. This is not a monologue, okay? I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to you as well. We want to have a dialogue here. How am I going to behave? Simply mean your reaction to somebody who had a road rage, right? So come on in here, help a sister out. That's called supporting. When you come on in here and you have a dialogue in the comment section, it is called support. When you come on in here and you just look and you just stop and you peep and you go, it is not supporting. I want you to support me by showing up and help me out. When I'm struggling to get a word to describe something, if you are in the audience, simply mean you are interacting with me and say, sister, I see you struggling. Let me help you out. But when you're coming in, you are not waving, then I don't know, you go in ghost mode, then that's not helping me, right? That's leaving me to struggle by myself. It's like watching me drowning, like, ooh, she drowning. Ooh, let me take a selfie of her. No, I would like for you to support me by come on in here when I'm struggling to find a phrase, struggling to find a word. You're saying, sis, I'm going to help you out. That is support. Right? So the second thing that we want to talk about is controlling our behavior. And again, it goes back to how we are reacting to something. When we are reacting to something, we got 5 minutes to react to that. 5 minutes to control our behavior. That's the way where we can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are counting. We are counting. So we get 5 minutes to count, to react to something. 5 minutes of our behavior can determine the next 5 minutes of the action. 5 minutes of that time of how you behave is going to determine the next 5 minutes. And guess what? It might just determine the next 5 days. It might prolong to the next 5 years. It might prolong to the next 5 centuries. It just might just prolong to 5 more centuries. Why? Because in the next 5 more centuries, you're gone, but somebody is going to remember those first 5 minutes. So we want to control how we behave in 5 minutes. It makes a difference how we behave in that 5 minutes. So how to take control of our behavior? It is the reaction that we give in that first 5 minutes. Now, do you know that? I know if you've been here on this earth, there is a saying that every action requires a reaction. But how many of you know that every action does not require an instant reaction? Because that instant reaction is our behavior, and that behavior is going to prolong into something else. I don't got to go back and forth with you, right? Because I am going to stop. I am going to take control of my emotion. My emotion is going to cause me to behave a certain way. And when I control my emotion, it will allow me to determine how I'm going to behave at that point, right? It's going to allow me to behave in a manner that I am going to show up and say, I'm showing up with this emotion attached to me. I am going to show up with this emotion inside my head. I'm going to show up with this emotion on my shoulder. I am going to show up with this emotion in my heart, in my throat, in my mouth, in my mind. I am going to show up with it. And it's going to determine how I behave. It's going to be on my back like a book bag, right? It's going to be on my shoulder like a pocketbook. It's going to be on my hand like a bag. It's going to be showing up. It's going to be driving the force as if I'm in a car. So we are going to control our emotion so it can trickle down and head to how we behave, because every 5 minutes matters. Every single 5 minutes of our time is going to add up. So we want to be careful of how we are moving in each 5 minutes of our time. The way we wake up, right, determines how we are going to move for the next 5 minutes of the time. Getting ready, going to the door, going to work, going to school is going to determine. If we get up in a certain manner, we are going to take that right outside with us. I'm just saying, 5 minutes to make an adjustment to our attitude, our behavior, our facial expression, our expectation, our goal. It's going to determine what happens when we get outside or how we even get to the door. You see, I told you I'm from a farmer's background. So 5 minutes of my parents cultivating that land, cultivating that soil to plant that seed will determine what they're going to get. Because if you are cultivating the land, the seed is well fertilized, right? Because 5 minutes, it means you know the spot that you are going to plant in, right? They already carve it out, okay? And this section of my farm, I am going to plant this, I'm going to plant that. So they already have in their mind what is going to happen in this section. Why? The first 5 minutes of their time, they already tilt the ground. They already have the plant, the seed, or the grain ready to get in there. Because you see, when we talk about a grain, a mustard seed grain, we talk about this, talking about faith. When they look at the section, 5 minutes of that time, they till the ground. They're going to plant the seed or the grain in that section. They're going to water that. And then guess what? That's about 5 minutes. When my mother is going to plant a flower, oh my goodness, she's going to know exactly where she want to plant that flower. Maybe it's right in that little corner. She know exactly where she's going to plant her flower. She's going to take that time, see the soil, dig in, and put in that seed. She's going to plant. That's about 5 minutes. Water it and leave it right there, about 5 minutes. So you see, 5 minutes. Listen, I know how many minutes it took for them to produce me now. I'm just saying. I don't know how many minutes. Maybe they took 5 minutes to produce more. Anybody out there? Anybody out there? I know it might took it probably took more than 5 minutes to get me. Because you see, I'm not just here, okay? Because the product of them is me, right? It is the seed that they planted. It's their seed that grew up to be this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just saying. I got the permission to talk about them. I'm just saying, right? I got the permission to talk about my parents. I don't know if it took them 5 minutes to get me. Maybe it took 10. Maybe it took 12. Maybe it took 8 minutes, you know. That's none of my business. But I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying, anybody out there? I'm just saying how many minutes they took. Maybe it took a whole, I'm just saying, I'm not going to be in their business, but I am just saying that to say that they planted the seed, and out of that seed, they watch it grow. And what happened? I am here to represent them. So when you plant a seed, that seed is going to grow into something. Simple means if you go around the world, whether virtually or in person, you are going to plant seed. So let me tell you, you can plant negative seed or positive seed. Please choose to plant positive seed. So when you plant those seeds, because any seed that you plant, it is going to grow. Do you know that when there's a storm, that storm like go over that, what you plant, if it starts springing up, if something is in the soil and there's a storm, a hurricane, whatever, tropical storm, it can't get down into the earth to reap up what is there already. It is going to water the soil and whatever is there, because it didn't spring up yet. But if it starts springing up, that storm might rip it, and guess what? Some of the time, it might rip it and throw it somewhere else. Come on in here. I ain't telling you no joke. Come on in here. The storm that we are going through might just land us somewhere else. And when it lands us somewhere else, guess what's going to go with us? Our gifts and our talent. It's going to take us somewhere else because we don't want to feel pain. We don't want to feel storm. We don't want to go through storm. We don't want to go through circumstances and situations. We don't want to go through all of that. Listen, again, our emotions are real. We don't want to go through anger. We don't want to go through pain. We don't want to go through all these things. But it's a part of the process. Because again, when we are having a storm that a seed is already planted in the ground, it is deep buried down in that ground. And when a seed is buried down in the ground, let me tell you, so many people pass through hurricanes already. You can ask them. Go and ask them. If they're farmers, that would be even better for you to ask a farmer. What did you plant before the storm? We just had a big hurricane the other day. Go and find a farmer somewhere and ask that farmer, what did you plant before? What did you plant before that hurricane? Now, did you plant a grain, a seed? What did you plant? No, the hurricane went over, it did its damage, everything. Go back and ask the same farmer what happened to the seed or the grain that was planted. And come back here. No, come right back on this channel and put in the comment section what is the answer. Because sometimes we have to go through these things. We have to go to the storm of life. And when we go to the storm of life, what has happened? The hurricane gonna go, the hurricane gonna pour. The hurricane of life is going to shift us. And guess what? It might shift us out of our comfort zone. Because sometimes we are so comfortable sitting there. So many times we are so comfortable. Yes. Be content with what you have, but don't be comfortable. Learn to expand. I look and I said, I am content because my daddy said, put God first. And I'm content with what I have. I am grateful for what I have. But let me tell you something. I get comfortable. I'm like, no. I got to do something else. Because we are co-creators of God. And when we are co-creators, simply means we should not be comfortable. Get up and do something else. When we get the opportunity, don't get comfortable in one thing. Get up and do something else because we here. Go and find your purpose. Your purpose is not one thing, honey. Your purpose, a lot of things. Your purpose, I accomplished this. I did that. I helped. A purpose is what makes you happy. And I know it's not one thing that's made me happy. Honey, no. I should have said, nope, it's not one thing that made me happy. I help one person, that makes me happy. I contribute to your smile, that makes me happy. I say hello, it makes me happy. I show for myself, that makes me happy. I walk with my parents' legacy, that makes me happy. I find my purpose in different things because guess what? Each and every one of us got to find our soul purpose. And when we find our soul purpose, that is what happens. Now we are going to get our purpose and we're going to like ding, 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 ding. We work together. So yes. So let us get into the habit of finding that way, seeking out how to get out of our comfort zone. Shake that off. When we don't have a job, we lost our job. When we sit there and say, oh, I don't have a job anymore, create a job. Create something for yourself. Take what you learned. If you are on the job for 1 day, 2 days, 1 year, 10 days, 15 years, 20 years, when you get out of that job, use your skill and create something. Don't sit there like, oh my God, 1 day passed, 2 days passed, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months passed, and like I ain't got a job. Create one. That means 3 months passed and you are too comfortable. Simply mean that comfort was already saturated in your mind on the job that you had for a year, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't be comfortable. Be content, but don't be comfortable, because when you get comfortable, you fall into a poverty mindset and you are just sitting there like, gimme, 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 gimme. You are not allowing yourself to develop. So if you have developed a little bit for yourself, I want to celebrate you. So come on in here. Let me know that you develop yourself a little bit more. So good. So let's talk about before we talk about the other control. I want to say, I mentioned I would like to celebrate Jamaica. Yes, I would like to celebrate Jamaica. So let me excuse myself, because I told you Jamaica is making history. Let's go over here. We are going to celebrate Jamaica in the last 5 minutes of this episode. Let's find where we celebrate in Jamaica. So hold on. We are pausing for the next 5 minutes for me talking. Right now you are paused. Call it a little commercial break, and you can go get something to drink or get something to write with. I'll share and call somebody else to come on in. So I'm going to pause, and I'm going to pop up a quote for the day, as well as celebrating Jamaica. Jamaica, it is one love. We are celebrating one love. We are talking about Jamaica making history. Jamaica in the house making history. So let me pause for a second. I'll be right back as we celebrate Jamaica. Before we celebrate Jamaica, you saw the quote of the day. We do have a quote for the day. A quote for the day is that our brilliance is to share with the world. Let us understand that we are brilliant. We are geniuses. And whatever your brilliance is, tap into it. It's there. It is there. Your brilliant self is sitting there. Go sit down for a moment. Tap into it. What is it that you would like to do? What is it that you enjoy doing? What brings you joy? What brings you happiness? Find that and say, okay, I like to do this. Do it. Do it. What is your goal? What is your passion? Do it. Your brilliancy the world need your brilliancy, right? Because we are brilliant people. The world needs your brilliancy. So what is it that you're brilliant in? What is it that you're passionate about? Whatever it is, the world is waiting for it. The world is absolutely waiting for you to show up in your brilliancy and say, hey, I am here to add. I am here to replenish the earth. Show up, because somebody is waiting for you. Somebody is waiting for you. Somebody said, hey, where's that brilliant person? You are out there, and if you are out there and you have accomplished goals, you have reached a level of accomplishment, how did you get there? Come back and share it with the world. Come back and search and find somebody who is in the same passion with you. Our passion are the same. Mine might be different from yours, but somebody got the same passion as I do. So go out there, seek and find somebody else who is passionate about world peace. Somebody else is passionate about cooking. Somebody is passionate about loving the world. Somebody else is passionate about giving kindness. Somebody else is passionate about empowerment. Somebody else is passionate about upliftment. Search and find those people and work with them. You did not get in your position by yourself. Search and find that person or people. Search in the corner and find them, and let us work together. Right? So your passion is not for you to sit there. Your brilliance is not for you to sit there. If you're brilliant in music, search and find somebody who is upcoming and need a mentor. If you're brilliant in show host, search and find somebody who is coming up and want to be a show host. If you're brilliant in creating things, search and find somebody who is upcoming and I am passionate about creating things. If you're brilliant in DIY, search and find somebody. Search and find that person, because somebody is waiting. Somebody is waiting to work. Somebody is working to get out of their comfort zone. Somebody just need a little bit of igniting to come out of their comfort zone. So I am asking you that if you have reached into a position where you have accomplished an abundance, and that don't mean in wealth, abundance of happiness, abundance of peace, abundance of kindness. Come back, share, go back to your community. If you are standing in position right now, seeking to help, like come on in here and help somebody. If you have created a business, there are people out there who like, can you just give me an idea of how to start a business? If you got a small business, you start something. You didn't just rise to an empire. You started somewhere. Go back and share that information with somebody, right? When you share that information with somebody, what is going to happen? That simply means you are supporting, you are replenishing the earth. So I want to say to you, if you are in the position to help somebody, help somebody. I want to take this time to celebrate Jamaica, because I have a closing statement that I want to give. So I'm going to be quiet again because I want to celebrate my beautiful island of Jamaica. So listen, I want to celebrate my island of Jamaica. So I'm going to pause again because I have a closing statement that I will make. Yeah, see that? That Jamaica create history. I mean, ice hockey for an island, a tropical island. Island, okay, a tropical island created history, ice hockey. So see, things are possible. And once you get, I mean, come on now, Jamaica is a little tropical island. They don't have ice hockey out there. Right? Jamaica known for running and all these great things. Okay. So if you consider yourself having, I mean, come on, we all got potential. And if you look at this, that simply means somebody saw the potential in saying, if I could go to this island, train these people to get out of their norm, to get out of their comfort zone, and now they are creating history, you can do it as well. So I want to close out this. I want to close out this episode with this. We are in this together. Support each other. I want to say this. I want to make this call to action for ladies, women. Come on in here. Our vice president, the vice president of the United States, is running for presidency. This is not a political statement. This is just saying that I am saying, for those of you, we have two candidates right now. For those of you who are running for presidency, I am calling on you to come now in this time, not for November, at this time, to let you know that it is not a promise that will feed a mother and her children. It is not a promise that will get a child to school. It is not a promise that's going to feed, that's going to clothe a child. It is not a promise that's going to lift up humanity out of poverty. It is not a promise for November that will say, let's help the hopeless people on the street. It is not a promise. It is you coming right now, working together to lift up humanity as we are going into November. This is July in the world. This is not July in one place. This is July around the world. And I call on you, candidate of the election that's coming up, if you are in position for this, if you're in this, I call on you now. Take action now for the mother that is sitting there crying on the edge of her bed or on the street right now, doing all that she should not be doing for the sake of her family. I'm calling on you right now, those who are running for office. Do not wait until November. And I'm saying for those in America, work with those around the world. Work with those around the world, because we oftentimes don't understand that when we work around the world, we are lifting humanity around the world. So as you are going based on America, that election is coming up in November. We are months away from November. So I want to say to you, right now is the time to make a difference in at least one person's life. Make a difference by showing up. Show up in a community that is so deprived. Show up in a community that is so impoverished. Show up in a community not because you are a woman or a man. Show up in that community. Show up in a community that says, I am here for you. Don't just vote for me in November, but show up right now to that place so they could see you, so they could know that you are not giving them empty promise, because oftentimes we feed our children an empty promise and we don't get anywhere. Let us change the language of where we are going. Let us understand that every time we speak a language, it is leaving an impact upon the society. God created us to build together, to grow together, and replenish the earth. I want to say to you again, if you are going for November, November is far. This is July. Let us work with July. Thank you so much for being a part of this platform. I am your host, Verona Willis-Brown, saying how to take control. Go in, take control with your emotions, your reaction, and your behavior. So again, for those of you who are running for office, take control of your emotion, your action, and your behavior. And know that each one of those can make an impact on society. We need you now, not November. We need you now. The world needs you now. Let's work together. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Question Live Show. See you tomorrow, same time, if God's willing.